The hull must cut through water with minimal drag. The keel must provide stability without adding extra weight. These elements are simulated to determine critical variables, like the width of the boat.
If you elect to go for a narrower boat, there'll be less friction as the water flows over the hull. But one of the things that keeps a boat from tipping over is its width. So you have to reach a balance between the width of the boat and the stability that's required. And that's a very, very critical part of the design equation. The next thing the designer is very interested in is the appendages under the boat. The keel holds about 40,000 pounds of lead ballast, and that's the counterweight that holds the boat upright against the sail forces. It is rather obnoxious to drag 40,000 pounds of lead through the sea, and so the trick is to find the shape for the lead bulb that has the least drag.
To check the mathematical model, a scale model of the keel is built to test its performance in the real world. To measure drag, it's easier to use air instead of water. In a wind tunnel, the drag forces are determined with streaks of wet paint. Several keels will be tested to improve the design of the model. Hull models are tested in water. The WaveMaker simulates conditions predicted by the weather model. Testing refines the mathematics of each component. These are then linked together by another mathematical model to form a complete boat. 5 boat models are linked through yet another mathematical model to compete in a virtual yacht race that predicts which design is the fastest.
So what you're looking for is that simple single number description of good versus bad and see which one is faster. Given an environment where there wasn't a starting gun on a given date, nothing would ever be designed and finished. It would go on forever. So eventually you know you have to race, so you finally have to tell a designer, that's it, no more experiments, no more computer simulations, send the design to the builder, let's start building it, and then we'll start optimizing it.
Over several months, the mathematical design becomes a physical reality. The boat design is a fiercely guarded secret, so it is moved in the dark of night. When day breaks, sentries look for spies while the hull is lowered in the water. After rigging is complete, Marshall's boat, Young America, is born on the wind at last.
Well, we focus enormously on the design problem and the mathematical problem. And it is a great deal of fun to take the step beyond that and start working with the athletes and really see it do its stuff. It would be impossible to design a boat with a group of people working on it if there weren't some common language and some common vocabulary. And the way they communicate is the language of mathematics. It's the enabler of consensus. Everyone will pull together and get behind the common design because the answer is one that they can believe in.
Winning the America's Cup may depend on whose mathematics is the best. But yacht racing is not the only sport to become a game of numbers.
Okay. All right, let's go over that a little bit.
To compete at the highest levels, skaters must perform a series of jumps. The most difficult is the triple axel, which involves 3.5 turns in the air.
The hardest part is to transfer your weight over that right side at the right time and straight. And get the feet in fast. Don't take a long time to get from there to there, and make sure that the feet and ankles are tight.
Kathy Casey is coaching Damon Allen, who is ranked 5th in the nation. Her goal is to help him master the jump.
When I began skating, the triple axel was kind of like, a few people had accomplished triple axel. And now triple axel is like, if you don't have a triple axel, you might as well just go back home, pack your bags, and get back on the plane.
The triple axel did not appear in competition until recently. Several years ago, on a world tour, Casey and her skaters were taken by surprise.
People who I considered weren't so very talented from Russia were doing triple axels. And I said, those Russians know something we don't know, and I think we better try to catch up with them if we can.
Casey believed the science of biomechanics would reveal the answer. At her request, sports scientists from the Olympic Training Center brought their cameras to her rink to analyze the jump.
Kathy Casey came to us and asked us to do a study on the single, double, and triple axels. How long does it take a skater from when he leaves the ice to reach his rotating position? Is the triple axel higher than the double axel, or are the skaters just rotating faster? Those are quantitative variables, which you can't get just from watching the jump. They have to be measured.
To understand the jump, it had to be translated into mathematical language, a job that would take Deborah King and her colleagues many months to complete.
You have to analyze each tape one jump at a time. We pause at each frame, and we mark the head, each shoulder, the hips, the elbows, the wrists, pretty much all the major joints of the arms and legs. You repeat that for the next camera view, and then you calculate the three-dimensional coordinates of all the joints of the skater for that one jump. And then once you have those three-dimensional coordinates, you can basically reconstruct the jump on the computer.
With each jump reduced to numerical coordinates, King could now begin to answer